I'm Ellen Teller, and I am so pleased to be the president of the Federation. And I want to welcome everybody here today. And thank you so much for being on this call and for your help with Super Sunday. And as you know, as a collective, we stand ready in our community to help everyone that is the most vulnerable among us. We need to take care of each other. We need to love each other, and we need to extend our arms and our hearts to everyone. And that's the reason that we do this hard work all year long. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about to our potential donors, and matching gifts that we'll talk about to our potential donors that you'll hear about tonight. So again, I thank you and I welcome you, and let's push forward and be as successful as we possibly can.
All right. Well, I'm next on my screen, so I'm going to go next. I'm Robin Wishney. I'm assuming that the only person I don't know is Shaina's dad. Mike Goldberg, but I'll let you introduce yourself. But everybody else knows who I am, so I'm going to move on. Mike Soul, you are next on my screen.
So I'm Mike Goldberg, and my wife and I moved out to Somerset to Canal Walk 7 years ago. And my wife and I have been active in our Jewish communities. We lived in Springfield before. I actually was in the Jewish communal service field many years ago, and thrilled to be out here and to participate in this and to have Shaina nearby.
Wonderful. Sweet. All right, Mike Saul, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Mike Saul. I'm a board member of the Jewish Federation, co-campaign chair, and thanks everyone for helping, and looking forward to a great event this coming Sunday.
Lauren?
I'm Lauren Edelman. I'm the Events and Special Projects Coordinator at the Jewish Federation.
Shaina?
I'm Shaina Sherman, Campaign Manager for the Jewish Federation.
And Mike Goldberg's daughter. Mona?
I am a board member of Federation, and with Michael Saul, co-chair of the campaign, and I too am thrilled to see all of you here tonight, and I look forward to a wonderful Super Sunday.
Eric Levitsky.
Hi, I'm Eric Levitsky. I'm the immediate past president of Federation. Happy to be here with everybody, and
on the planet.
and always here as a resource for anybody who needs me.
Jackie.
I'm keeping myself on mute because my dog is whining. He doesn't realize that it's raining outside, or that I'm on this Zoom call. So I met George and Robin because I was fortunate enough to be a blank fellow. And this is my first Super Sunday. So you can probably hear my dog.
Oh, wow, he really is whining.
He thinks he's human. And so anyway, I'm very excited to learn all about what I need to do, and I'm going to mute myself or you'll have to listen to some whining.
Oh, I love that.
Michael Keats, you are next in my list, on my circle.
Hi, everyone. Mike Keats. I'm a frequent Super Sunday caller, and looking forward to the virtual experience.
Excellent.
We appreciate your continued support because you are there every single year, all day long, and it's really great.
Thank you.
Yeti.
Hi, everybody. Yeti Davis here, Development Coordinator and Synagogue Liaison with our Jewish Federation. Thank you all for joining us.
Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Grossman. I am also a Blank Leadership Fellow on the trip before Jackie's. And I sit on the campaign cabinet, helping to bring a different perspective, is what I've been told in the past. But I'm looking forward to Super Sunday and getting my bagel.
All right. George already introduced himself, so Susan.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Susan. Hi, I'm Susan Nopping. I'm a newbie on the board, and I've done Super Sunday a few times, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday's virtual event.
Excellent. Susan Jardina.
I'm Susan Jardina, the Financial Services Manager for the Federation. I've been here for about 5 years now, and I have to say, Michael Saul, I love the background you have on your screen. Especially with your headset, you look like you're an astronaut.
Damn, thank you.
And Ryan Mazel. Ryan, do you want to introduce yourself?
But he's muted.
I do, but I got to take myself off mute and turn my camera on here. Hi. All right. Technical guy in, having technical difficulties here. Hi, my name is Ryan Mazel. Kind of new to the whole program. Looking forward to participating and getting through our orientation here. Kind of learn what it's all about.
And also a newly minted blank fellow. So, well represented here. I love it. All right, Shaina, take it away.
Okay, so just a quick overview of tonight. We are going to watch a quick video. Then we'll move into kind of an overview of the plan for Super Sunday this coming weekend. We'll walk through the Google form. This will be recorded, and so we'll send this to our volunteers. So if you're falling asleep or whatever else, I'm not that boring, but you'll get this in a recording, and we'll also do like kind of an abbreviated version on Sunday. But this was a chance for us to come together, ask questions. It's different to do it virtually. We've done some test runs, but we know there might be different questions, and we really respect that and want to hear your questions and are here to help guide you through the process. We will have a kind of socially distanced command center of mostly staff at the Federation office ready to answer your questions. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly.
Hi, I'm Kareen and I'm Regional President at United Synagogue Youth.
Kim Cantor, a former camper and counselor at Camp Havaya.
I am Neely Fisher and I am the National President at NCSY.
I'm Fletcher Block, the President of NIFTY, the Reformed Jewish Youth Movement.
I'm Emma Rossman and I'm BBYO's International Treasurer.
When I think about what it means to be Jewish together,
I think about our shared Jewish future.
I ask myself, what will it look like?
How will I rise up and lead?
I've been awarded such incredible opportunities.
How will I use that experience to help ensure a brighter Jewish future?
For me,
for the next generation. Today, I stand here in front of you,
our Jewish leaders who have paved the way for the future.
And I commit to you
that I'll protect this gift, this legacy that you've given me.
We commit to making this world a better place.
A world that is in need of so much love and so much healing.
Okay. 1 second.
I can see that you need a place to rest.
Alrighty. We showed you that because really, in essence, if these teens get it, if they get why it's so important for us to come together as a community and to make a difference and to be working together to really be, whether we're volunteering or raising funds, we are, supporting our partners, they get it. So we have a lot of work to do to make sure that we, also meet their challenge and continue to strive and to grow. Robin, did you want to add anything to that?
No, that was good.
Great. So what I wanted to do, we heard a little bit from teens who are leaders of our Jewish communities all across the states. I wanted to invite everyone to share in the chat one word that comes to mind when you think of community. And so if you want to share in the chat, that would be great. What's just one word that comes to mind when you think of community? And if you don't know how to share in the chat, then just say it out loud. That's fine too. So we have legacy, compassion, support, sustaining, love, helping, great.
Oh.
So, it's very clear that we have a warm community and caring. All of these are great words. You'll see them again at Super Sunday during the kickoff and kind of community celebration as well. So for Super Sunday, these are all words that you want to have written down and ready to use when you're making your calls. What George Blank said to me the other day is that we're not calling for ourselves. We're not calling on our own behalf. We're calling on behalf of the entire Jewish community. And so when we have a failure or when, you know, we don't reach a lot of people and it feels frustrating, you know, those voicemails, those reminders that the Federation is here, you'll see soon on our Google form, which is how we're entering our pledges this year, that we're first asking how our neighbors are, right? Like we're all exactly a boost. We're trying to boost people up through challenging times. And, and so that's exactly what we're trying to do here. And that's how we're starting out on Super Sunday. So just a quick overview, it might be a little confusing. We are having our bagel distribution from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sunday. At that pickup, if you signed up for bagels, we'll have your pledge, your calling cards printed for you. If you didn't sign up for bagels, but you want printed calling cards, please feel free to shoot me an email now that you have my email address, or info@jfedshaw.org, and or Robin, and we'll make sure that we have your calling cards printed for you. When we've practiced with the online calling, we've found that, or with the online form, we found that having a printed form and having a chance to take notes has been really helpful. And then we're gonna do at 10 a.m. Is it at 10 or 10:30?
10:30.
So at 10:30, we're gonna come together for a brief orientation like this. We'll have a new video, so you can see something a little different, a reminder of how the form works, a chance to ask any questions, and we'll have breakout rooms on Zoom. So just like if you came to Super Sunday and you had a question for Robin or a volunteer leader, you can come together, you know, ask those questions separately or in the chat, and then go ahead and make your calls. And then we'll be there on Zoom for you all day if you need us. Most likely you'll X out of Zoom and go ahead and make your phone calls. Feel free to check in with us at the end of the day. Because we're using a Google form, we will see all of the pledges coming in real time, which is really exciting. And it'll actually allow us to have a sense of how much we raised for our community celebration that's happening at 2:30 p.m. So we would love to bring everyone together at the end of the day at 2:30 p.m. and I'll be following up with this event with information and login information about that. We'd love to have you there. It's a chance to kind of celebrate what we've accomplished, celebrate how we've come together as a community, both on Super Sunday and year round, and in response to the coronavirus pandemic, which I know most of you know that we did an incredible community campaign, emergency campaign, and raised over $350,000 to support our neighbors and Jewish communities around the world in need. So that'll be Sunday. You can just go ahead and start making your calls, check in with us online so we know that you're up and running. And we will be emailing you on Friday afternoon your own calling card list. Every person will have a personalized list. Yeah, we've gone through and we've picked, you know, anywhere from 15 to 25 names for you to call. What you can do if you get through your list very quickly is hop back on, shoot us an email, shoot us a text, and say, hey, I'm finishing up with my calls. Can I have more names? You're welcome to do that. If we have more names to give you, great. If we don't, amazing. We've really succeeded at our goal of Super Sunday, of calling and reaching our donors. So that's the overview of the event itself. Does anyone have any questions about the schedule for Sunday? Okay.
Shaina, I don't have a call. I don't have a question about the call, but I don't have the script that you wanted me to earn my Oscar with.
You have did you get an email with a PDF?
I got the PDF with the pledge form.
So that is, the script is built in there.
Oh, I was looking for something. I was looking for something to act out. Okay, I'm good now.
There's a
I'm
little
sorry.
bit of improv because you don't know how Michael's going to answer.
That's true. He and I have not yet rehearsed this Academy Award winning event.
Do you feel comfortable? Do you want to check it out and let me know?
No. I read the pledge form. I kept looking for a real script. Like we planned everything out. No, I'm good. I'm fine now.
The script is built in a sense.
And
All
you're
right.
you're gonna be the one filling it out. So I don't.
And
good.
I'll fill it out as we go. How does that sound? Okay.
Good.
How have people used a Google form before? If you want to nod or maybe.
No.
Okay. All right. So we've got different levels of nodding in different directions. So what we're going to do is walk ourselves through a phone call. I am going to share with you a couple of other pointers. So first of all, why are we calling? We're calling to say thank you. We're calling to make people feel connected to the community and appreciate their ongoing support. We're asking, and you'll have all of this written down, don't worry. We're asking that you complete one form per donor, whether or not you spoke to that individual. So it's one form kind of per call. So if you call later, you should submit it again. And you should submit the form whether or not they make the pledge. If you reach an out of service line, we ask that you try the alternative numbers that we've given you. And if they're listed, and we're asking again that you fill it out because it's just as important for us. Again, this is the lengthier orientation. It's just as important for us to know that their information is wrong, that their phone number is out. We want to make sure that everything is okay, and we want to make sure that we can reach them. You should always identify yourself as a volunteer on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties. And you should always ask if now is a good time to speak or if they have a few minutes to chat. We're giving you a script, but we also want to make sure that you feel, like yourself when you're making these calls. These are our neighbors that we're reaching out to. When we're asking for a contribution, we ask that you try to mention one of the things that we have listed on a cheat sheet that you'll be getting that has an overview of our different programs. And that's really asking why. Why should they give? And that's an opportunity to highlight some of the things that we do, whether it's locally, whether it's the JCC, Jewish Family Service, the scholarship program, maybe your family, benefited from one of the services. The more personal, the better. And it's really important to remember that if you get turned down, you shouldn't get discouraged. Remember that you're calling on behalf of the entire Jewish community. If you prefer to keep your phone number private, you can dial *69, and I'll be sharing that on the form as well. I know historically there might have been 50 phones set up in the Federation or the JCC. Now we are just using our cell phones, and so if that's an option for you if you're more comfortable with that. And we're also really excited to announce that this year, for the rest of the year, all new and increased pledges will be matched by 150%. So that's thanks to our generous community leaders and a national federation matching grant. So if I'm a first-time donor and I give $120, that means that the Federation actually receives $300. If I gave $100 last year, and now I give 180, that means that the Federation actually receives $300. And if you increase your donation by $18 this year, that $18 increase will equal $45 back in our community. Did I get those numbers right?
You did.
So we wanted to share that with you. That's an important piece of information. Again, it's on your script. So if you feel like you can go for it, we encourage you to do that. And that's a really important thing. There are some frequently asked questions that might come up, like the Jewish Federation of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties is a registered 501c3 charity. All credit card information is secure. We do not keep it on file. And there's a little more information about what year the gift is going to, and that's on the cheat sheet. I won't get into that right now. So there's a little more information there. Just remember, when in doubt, feel free to ask a member of the Federation team. We'll be on that Zoom link that we sent you the whole afternoon of Super Sunday. We're also sharing text information for you. So if you decide that you have made it through your list and there were enough people that you did not reach and you feel comfortable sending a text message, we're sending copy and paste text information for you to send to them. I don't know about you. I've been getting a lot less texts this week since the elections ended last week. So, you know, I think we can go ahead and send even more texts again. We're also sending you a sorry I missed you email template. If you'd like to follow up with an email, that's something that I think is a little bit new this year. Again, and that's why we wanted to bring everyone together for a little bit of an in-depth training. You can feel free to plug and play, put your name in, you know, make it personal if you're calling someone you know. And then again, we give you an overview of some of our most important programs. So Susan and Mike, do you feel like you can do a little bit of improv for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, I am going to pull up this. I'll just take a second and ask, does anyone have any questions? Just a reminder that if anyone has any, you know, needs any help with accessibility to this day, we really want everyone to feel comfortable volunteering and to ask us questions if you need any additional support. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is what the pledge form looks like. It's this part, so please complete this form for each phone call. As I mentioned, don't forget to be yourself, smile even though you're on the phone, and most importantly, express your gratitude for their support of our Jewish community. We ask that you complete the form whether or not you speak to someone and whether or not they make a pledge that day. So again, we really do appreciate your phone calls. This is what keeps our community running. So, you're gonna see all my answers. So if we wanna go ahead, so you'll see here that we enter your name. So who's calling?
You want me to just start talking?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, Mike. My name is Susan Nopping, and I'm volunteering on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties. Do you have a few moments to speak with me tonight?
I do, yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. So nice to meet you, even though it's on the telephone. I was wondering how you've been during this pandemic crisis. I'm just wanting to make sure that you're safe and well.
Thank you for asking. It's been okay, a little bit trying. Miss seeing family, but everyone's healthy and we're doing the best we can. We're doing okay.
Thank God. I'm so happy to hear that. It's just a very trying time for everybody, and getting used to what they call the new normal is difficult.
Sure.
So one of the reasons I'm calling is that wanted to speak to you about, it's Super Sunday, wanted to speak to you about the Jewish Federation of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Union counties, and all of the different people that we help here in Somerset County and New Jersey and around the world. And one of the pieces of JFED that I'm particularly, my heart is particularly devoted to is the Jewish Family Services, because as a young mother many years ago, I was struggling financially and emotionally, and having left a, not a great situation. And Jewish Family Services, with the strength of the dollars that are donated to the Jewish Federation of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Union County of Warren counties, was a lifeline for me in a very difficult time. And I don't know if you're aware of the Jewish Family Services or some of the other programs that we have at JFED Shaw.
I am, and I think JFS does a great job, and I really love the Meals on Wheels and how they get seniors together, and always think it's terrific to help those in the community who need our help. So no, it's definitely very important to our community.
Oh, that's wonderful. So today, because it's Super Sunday, the Federation does important work, but we do it in league with all of our supporters and people that we look at as partners in this great challenge that we have, particularly now. And I was wondering if you would be able to support our ongoing work, particularly in this time of great need, increased need. And this year, we are blessed this year to have some matching funds, so that whatever you donate tonight or any increase that you give over last year will be matched at 150%.
I would be glad to. I give every year, and I know there's a great need this year, and I'm happy to give again this year.
That's wonderful. Would you like to make a pledge with me tonight?
Sure. I'm pretty sure every year I give about $800, and I will give $1,000 this year.
Michael, thank you very, very much. I can assure you it will be money well spent in supporting all our programs. Do you have an employer with a matching gift program?
Unfortunately, I changed jobs. My old employer had a matching gift program, but my new employer does not.
Well, your increase in the gift will certainly help where you've changed jobs, which I'm very happy for you that you were able to do that. It's a new line of work for you?
Similar industry, just a different firm.
Well, Mazel Tov, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck in your new position.
Thank you, and thank you for calling me and the great work you're doing and helping the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Be well.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
And thank you. That was beautiful. I'm really inspired by that exchange. And the most important thing is that you hit this nice, pretty blue button, submit, at the end. So that we record that very generous contribution that our actors. So if we could give them a round of applause.
Michael, you were great. You put me at ease.
You did good too.
1 point. You guys were awesome. I do want to make 1 point. When Susan got to the ask amount, she did not have the information about Michael's previous gift because she does not have a card in front of her.
Right.
You will have information about each person showing when their last gift was and how much it was, and with a suggested amount to ask for over and above what they have given before. So it will be easy to say, oh, I see that you gave $800 last year. Would you consider a gift of $1,000 this year? And don't forget that $200 will be matched at 150%.
Right.
So that information will be on hand. Susan just didn't have that in front of her.
Exactly.
Next time I'll just get his bank account statements. That's
There
all.
you go, that works.
Lauren, did you unmute yourself to yourself to
did.
explain? Go for it.
So the ask amount will be highlighted yellow on everyone's pledge sheet.
Okay.
So even if you don't see anything else on the pledge sheet, you'll see the highlighted yellow box. And it will be next to the year you're asking for. So 2020s will be on the 2020 line and 2021s will be on the 2021 line.
And do
So
we, all we need, oh, I'm
Just
sorry.
for everybody's, people who have not done this a lot with us before, we are ending our 2020 annual campaign and launching our 2021 annual campaign on the same day. So some people, you will be asking them for a gift for 2020, and for some people, you'll be asking them a gift for 2021. And so that's why Lauren is saying the highlighted box will be under the year. So if somebody says, what year are you asking me for? The highlighted box is the year that you're asking them for.
All right. Now, do you want us to email you if we want a hard copy of the pledge cards?
Great
If
question.
you signed up for Bagel,
I signed up for Bagel.
if you
Yes.
signed up for Bagels, and you can all make fun of how I say it, you will automatically have your pledge cards printed, and they will be with Robin at the table. When you
Okay.
pick up your Bagels, you'll pick up pledge cards. If you did not sign up for Bagels and you want your pledge cards printed, you can email anyone on our staff, and I will make sure that they are printed for you and at that same table.
If anybody makes fun of you about the way you say bagels, think about what they'll do to me every time I say a word with the letter that comes before S. Okay?
I'm just saying. It's okay.
I'm just saying. We
So
don't
the
even
extra
have,
bonus on bagel time is that you get to see me.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I
yeah,
don't know if that's attractive or a disincentive, but whatever.
we all love seeing you, Robin.
Go ahead, Shaina.
I might even get my hair cut for this so I can, people can see me when I call,
Now, does anyone have any other questions? I was gonna do a little bit more of an in-depth Federation deep dive, but I don't know if the energy is really trying to feel the room, and I don't really know if that's necessary. So maybe I'll email a PDF to you. I think the point is that you really know, like Susan's, not everyone is gonna be ready with such a compelling story. Or such a personal story like Susan shared, but there might be something in there that you find really interesting. Maybe you went on a trip, and if you're not sure, you can feel free to ask us. So that's really why we want everyone to be thinking about what is Federation, who is Federation, and again, what is community. And so we're so grateful, of course, for everyone taking the time to join us this evening. And again, on Friday afternoon, you will receive an email with your own calling list, with a script, with a copy of the Google form. So that if you want that, so you can look it over before you get into the swing of calling, but I promise on the second or third time, it'll come very naturally to you. And a cheat sheet that has some fast facts about our work locally and around the world, and important information like that 2021, 2020, 2019, piece of information that we just mentioned, as well as importantly, because we really want to highlight our 150% match for new and increased gifts this year, we'll give you some examples of what matching gifts will provide for our community in return. So we're really excited about that. I'd love to, if anyone has any other questions.
I do have one more comment,
Awesome.
if that's okay. So Mike Saul recruited his children, and we did a practice run 2 weeks ago. So we learned a few things,
yes.
And I just thought I'd share with you what his family found to be useful. I put you on the spot, Mike, but I didn't. I mean, you can if you want to be put on the spot, or would you rather?
Well, see, I would say Why don't you go over and I'll comment.
Okay.
I don't know if I remember
So
everything
his
from 2 weeks
kids
ago.
felt that sometimes the Google form moved a little slow, so it was awkward to fill it in as they were talking to people. And you will have a sample printout of that Google form. So they printed out the forms and they wrote on a separate piece of paper. You can do it on the calling cards that you have for each person. And then when they were done with the call, they made sure they asked every question and they knew what they were going to fill in for each box. When they were done talking to the person, they then went to the Google form and filled it out. They felt like the conversation flowed more naturally that way. So I think that was a big takeaway. I think that was really the big one. Mike, is there anything else that you feel we should point out?
I think, well, so there was 5 of us and everyone kind of had their own opinion, but another one that came up was that it was a little bit hard to have the contact cards or the pledge cards virtual and the form virtual, to have two different online items looking at, so that some people might want the PDF printed and use the online form, or use 2 screens, but it was a little bit hard flipping from window to window.
And if you don't want to come and pick up your PDFs, like Shaina said, everybody's getting them emailed and you can print them out in your own home if you want to.
Yep.
I won't be insulted that you're not coming to see me at bagel time.
You'll be crying. You'll be crying. We know you.
So there's also that option.
Do we have an amount in mind that we have like one of those thermometer goals?
We do. We usually raise about $100,000 on Super Sunday. So so that's our minimum our minimum goal.
Gotcha.
So.
And we stay tuned. And then very importantly, I don't want to forget, we are inviting everyone to a Federation community celebration, and that will take place at 2:30 p.m. So mark your calendars. You don't, because you're at this orientation, you'll get the link automatically, and we'll have some music, we'll have celebrations, we'll share that virtual thermometer, and we will, have a chance again. That should only be, 15-20 minutes, but it'll be a really nice way to celebrate, and everyone is welcome. So it doesn't just have to be volunteers. We're inviting our local community leaders, and all of our partner organizations. So we hope to see you there at 2:30 at our community celebration.
Fantastic.
I'd like to just take a moment to speak a little bit about adversity when it comes to making phone calls, because not everybody's going to be as pleasant as Susan and Michael were on the phone. And it's important to know how to deal a little bit with that. So you're going to get, of course, some people who are perfectly, they understand, they've been involved, they're going to be ready and willing, and that's going to be great. And of course, you have to also be respectful of people's time. So a lot of people want to move on to other things. Of course, more people have less plans these days with COVID, but so if somebody, starts off being belligerent on the phone, you have to remember it's not you. You're there to give somebody the opportunity to do something good. If they don't want to participate, there's very little that you can do other than saying, I appreciate your, the time, and, if you would consider, we're always here. If you need help, we're always here. And you have to just try and be as positive as you can. But you're going to get, some people are going to be negative that way. You have to be prepared for that. And remember, it's not a reflection on you. And so you just have to stay positive, and sometimes you just have to move on. If somebody does have some kind of a complaint or a gripe or something, do your best to say, look, I want to understand. If you'd be willing to share that with me or with one of our leaders, I'd be happy to take your information and have somebody contact you. Let them know that you're not just ignoring their complaint, whether it's legitimate or not, but that, you really are concerned, and that, if they do have something that they're legitimately, have a gripe about, that you want to address it, or that you want to help them get it addressed. So I think off the top of my head, those are probably the things that I can say are the best ways to deal with it. Take as many notes as you can. And of course, if somebody just wants to spend time chewing your ear off and complaining, listen for a little bit, but obviously you have other things to do with your time. So also ask them to be respectful of your time, get the information and move on.
Thank you, Eric. And on Sunday, Michael and Susan will have to do a practice run of maybe someone who's not as pleasant, and that's a really good point. The notes
we're going to have to get other people to do that then, because I don't know if Michael and Susan can.
I'm volunteering to be the bad guy.
Well, raise your hand if you want to be the bad guy. And so we'll just so you know, there's a notes section at the bottom. No matter what question they answer, if they say no, if they don't answer, if whatever it is, there's a notes section. Oh, sorry, that it'll take you to, and so there we hope you'll share, and Federation staff will be watching those notes to kind of manage and deal as they come in.
Right. So if somebody says, I really do need some help, and we get that every Super Sunday, there'll be a place at the very bottom, just before you hit submit, to write down you'll check the box that says they do need help, and then there will be a spot to write down what it is they need. We will see that coming in just as if we were in person and you walked the card over to me, and then we'll handle it, right away. So
Okay. Good.
same thing with a complaint or a question that you just don't know the answer to. All of that, we'll see it right away and we will take care of it. And we'll have our phone numbers in the email that you get. So, and I think every one of you actually, except maybe Michael Keats, has my cell phone number. So Michael, I will share it with you because I don't want you to be left out.
Thank you. I did have a question. The printed cards we get with our bagels, if I said it right, do we need to return those or shred those when we're done?
Oh, good question.
Yes. So either one of those, either shred it if you have a shredder, or return them to us. We don't want people's personal information. What we're giving you actually, you can find about people on the internet anyway, but we would prefer to know that either they're shredded or being returned to us.
What was that, Harriet?
I wanted to know what we do with the leftover bagels. We have to return those too?
No, those are for you to keep.
And if they're going to be paying by credit card, I think I saw on the form, you don't want us to take that information. You want us to have them go on the website, right?
They can either go on the website, or you can make a note that they want to be called by a Federation staff person, and Susan will call them immediately.
So we will not be taking any information.
We found that most of the time people are not comfortable with that. And even when we're in person, people usually give their cell phone to one of us so that we can be responsible for the credit card information.
Okay.
That's great. I'll make sure to make that point on Sunday. That's an important piece of it, and it's written out in the Google form. So as you're progressing through it, it'll ask, and then it'll give them the option. We have a phone number listed there for them to call, or they can go online.
Or you can make a note that they want us to call them.
Exactly.
Okay. Great.
For those of us who are not going to come by on Friday, when are we going to get the information with our cards? Will we have those on Friday as well so that we can look at the cards and look at the information?
Yes.
Yep, we'll be sending it by around 3 p.m. on Friday. So keep an eye out for that if you want to print it before the weekend.
Thank you.
Sure. Great questions. Anything else? Okay. Thank you. This was definitely a longer evening, and we do appreciate it, and hope everyone stays safe and dry this evening. We're really grateful to have you volunteering for Super Sunday this week. It's been a tough year in a lot of ways, but I think this community has shown resilience in a really incredible way, and I'm really proud to be a part of it, and excited to see what we accomplish on Sunday.
I want to commend the staff for putting this together. It's not an easy feat to have to organize this virtually.
Right.
And, you know, as long as we are following their instructions, really everything hopefully will move through the day smoothly. And, you know, we can look back on how we did and potentially see if we're really successful, that next time we should all be able to be in person, but maybe it will be a hybrid kind of thing, because if we can get more people by not necessarily joining us in person, we want to capitalize on all of the good things that we're able to accomplish in this new format. So kudos to everyone for your hard work.
Definitely.
Good night,
Everybody.
everybody.
Well, good night, everybody. Good to see you all.
Good night,
Good.
everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.